Hi folks, Doug here, Ellis Car Customs and All You Can Eat Buffet. Glad to see you if you're returning. Glad to see you if you're new here. We're going to try to get some work done. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for the support. I can't thank you enough for wanting to watch all this craziness. And here again, I see the YouTube, or not the YouTube, the Facebook group is growing pretty good. We're closing in on like 200 members of the group, and you're posting some pretty cool rides over there, and I try to get on there as much as I can. Like I said, I try to respond to all my comments. It's pretty hard when you get a lot of them, but I just want everybody, even if I just say thanks or something like that, know that I have read your comment and I appreciate it. And if it's a question that I can answer, I try to answer it. And if it's especially if it's a question that would help out other people in the group, they'd be kind of curious about the same thing, I try to answer it. And a lot of times I have experts pop on there who know what they're talking about, and they answer it even better than I do, so that's pretty cool. But I'll show you what I'm attempting to do today. And I've been doing a little more grinding, a little more welding, but I showed you this corner down here, how it was all kinds of messiness coming into one place. I got it pretty well smartened up where I can start doing something with it now, because this piece was all bent in from when it was dented as the part of the two-door. And I think I got it where I can start fashioning some patches and know they're going to be right when I put them in there. So I'll bring them back when I get a little work done and show you how it's going. So I whipped up a patch panel to replace the rotten bit on the bottom there. So got her all clamped in, ready to weld. So I'm gonna buzz some weld on there and grind it off and show you how it comes out. I'll bring you back. Well, there, we've got our patch welded in there, welded along to the patch we made on the other side. And it's tied all of this goofiness together into one cohesive unit. So now we'll just have to put a little filler on there, smooth it out. The thing about, the devil being in the details, all this stuff you'll never see once the taillight housing's in and the bumpers on. You might see a little bit of this relief, but that's about it. But the devil's kind of in the details, A lot of people wouldn't even bother to put any filler on that, because like I say, once you mount that big housing in for the tail light, you're never going to see that ever again. But I'm pretty anal and I would know it's there and it would bug me. So I'm going to smooth it out, because it's one of them things where, even under all this trim and under this trim or whatever, you could cut corners and not do a finished job on it, but that's just not the way I work. So I'm gonna do a little smoothing out on this thing and make it look pretty. So I did a little finish welding here, as far as I finish welded there, and filled in some bits here where I had it spot welded, and then I put on an initial coat of kitty hair over the, or it's actually tiger hair, over the welds, and then we'll rough that smooth and be ready for filler on it. I figured I'd show you that, because I figure I'll try to work around this corner, maybe get this corner kind of wrapped up and looking good. And I'll bring you back when I get a little further. Now, after we got it roughed in with the fiberglass, and I blocked that off. Now I've put a thin coat of regular plastic filler on here, and my first step is I'm going to board sand it to smooth it out. Probably board sand it with 40 grit just to smooth it out, make it all nice and level, and then we'll put a finish coat on there and sand that. A lot of people do a lot of their sanding with DA discs and things like that, but other than like a board sander, I have a habit of sanding all my cars by hand with a block. I mean, I know it's time consuming, it's massively time consuming, but I get a better feel for the car than I do with a disc sander, because no matter how level you hold the disc sander, it always seems to create little waves or whatever that you don't notice until you know, paint it or go to do your final block. And so I just soon block them out by hand. I know it's time consuming, but that's the way I have always done it. But I'll rough that out with a board and I'll show you how it looks. So when you make your initial passes with the board sander, one thing you'll notice is the lighter spots are the high spots as you're boarding it, and then you have these darker spots that are the low spots. And basically what you're trying to do when you're passing your board, like I say, in a crisscross pattern, is trying to turn this all the same color. And if you bored through the bare metal, then you know you've got a high spot you gotta knock down. And if you bored through and it's fairly smooth, but you see one of these dark spots or something, you know you got a low spot. But I figured I'd show you that. That's just passing it over a couple of times with 40 grit. But as I pass it over, I'm watching for this stuff to level out and turn the same color. But I'll bring you back when I get a little further. So now we've done a few more passes. And you see the amount of dark spots is going away, and it's starting to turn all this one color. This little bit here is getting to where the fiberglass is, so I know that that's probably a slightly high spot because I've gone through this into the fiberglass, and this is a fairly thin coat. But yeah, slowly it's all leveling out and the dark spots are disappearing, and I'll go over it a little bit more and show you what it looks like. There's our rough coat, initial pass with the board sander with the 40 grit. Basically I highlighted, these are the spots that are a little low, like that. So basically what I do is mix up a little filler and just hit those low spots with a little bit of filler. Then I'll board it again with rough paper, and I'll do that until it all looks good, and then I'll put a skim coat on and switch to finer grit paper and go from there. But I'll give you a look at that. So there we got our low spots taken care of, and we've got our final skim coat on there ready to smooth out. And my previously described casserole of nonsense here, where 3 different cars converged, actually came out pretty good, I think. That bumper should tuck right in there like it's supposed to. But yeah, I'm doing a little body work because, as usual, I'm running low on welding gas, so I have to pick and choose what I'm gonna weld on the car till Saturday when I can pick up some more gas. So I'm trying to get, you know, you always got to keep moving forward on the project. You know, whatever you can do, you do, and then it's one more thing you can tick off the list. So anyways, I'll turn so the light ain't in y'all's eyes. That's what I got done today. And I want to thank everybody for liking and commenting and subscribing, and y'all seem to be enjoying what I'm doing, and that's good. I'm glad I can be entertaining sometimes. But yeah, I have looked into the shirts as far as, you know, getting t-shirts made up, and I'll let everybody know when I know how that's going to work out. And remind everybody once again about the Facebook group, Ellis Car Customs. You know, go over there and share your ride with us, because we all want to see it. And to my old friends, thanks for coming back. To my new friends, I hope to see you again. And y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. Bye.